What is up, guys? This is your friendly neighborhood raw mechanic here, and today is the release of A Brush with Legends. So today, I got a box opening for you guys. I'm really excited for this set, especially since I play Bruce. Leonard is a beast, and yeah, so we're gonna go into it. I do kind of hope we pull an SP front trigger or the DSR, mainly for Bruce. But if we see Bastion, that will also be a plus. So let's get into it. And I have my handy dandy little pocket knife so we don't damage anything through the opening. And away we go. What's that? Alright. Let's see. Alright. So, promotional, Bang Dream, Vanguard Zero, all that fun stuff. Not really important. Next up, we got the promo card. The promo card's name is Drag Grifter Hardy. He's a grade 1 with the ability, when the shoot is placed on rear guard, counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards, excuse me, and retire it. That's really cool. Now, with the box topper packs, we get this promo and we get a counter. Let's see which it's going to be any of the characters with their boss unit for crit and the 1 million. So let's open it up and see who we got. Okay, we got Orphis, meaning we got the sub simp. That's fine. On to the actual important packs. Alright. So, oops, sorry guys. So we got 16 packs to open, so the usual. 1 SP is guaranteed, like you all know. So we'll get into these. Let's see what we get. Pack number 1. Alright, so we got grade 3 Diabolus attacker Arwing. Honestly, what he does is for a Soul Blast, gains +5 when attacking. But if you're in Final Rush, this guy gains 15. So he's kind of like the Colossus, but worse. Then we got Diabolus Madonna. We don't care about her because we have Jared. Then we got Advancement Magic Melkoko. She has the ability when this unit is placed on rear guard, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, choose a card from your hand, and discard it. This is actually going to be kind of decent, but spaces are already pretty tight for a lot of decks, so I don't see Keita really run this in either build. Next, we have Blaster Javelin, our first encounter card, and it is a common. He has the ability, if you don't know, when this unit is rode upon by Blaster Dark, reveal the top card of your deck, called to rearguard circle in rest, if it's a unit card, and discard it if it isn't. Thus meaning, as long as it's a unit, it's called. If it's a order card, it goes bye-bye. Majority of decks though are running more units than order cards, so you shouldn't have a problem there. He has the secondary ability though, that continuous during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, this unit gets +2k. So he could be a 10k booster. And that's really fun, but he's also already doing good because he is our grade 1 for the Shadow Paladin ride deck. And the ride deck's just amazing. Let's hope we pull a Blaster Dark so we can go more into it. Then, as you can already see, we did get a foil copy of Black Sage Karen. His ability is when the unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, rest this unit, look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a unit, you can call it to the rearguard circle. At the end of that turn, retire the unit that is called. Now, this really helps the Blaster Dark engine, as well as the Phantom Blaster Dragon abilities, because he gives you that free unit that you can sacrifice since you already know it's gone. But he's also a 7K, so he's still kind of good on attack pressure. But, yeah, we'll see how the deck fully plays out. In testing, it doesn't seem to stack up against really anybody. We'll get that right here since it's all shiny. For the rares, we got two really one's not really cared about. We really do care, though, about the Hellblast Full Dive. This is the card that technically gives Bruce an additional Persona ride. And it's just bonkers. For a Counterblast 1, you can give your front row an entire 10k just by being in Final Rush. Love this card. If you do play Bruce, this is a guaranteed 4 of. On to the next pack. I'm not going to go into every card, guys. I'll probably go into more of the key important cards and just pass everything else. So we have a Gojo. Gojo's really good. He gives Overlord counter charge when it's needed, but this can also be used with anybody. It's just that because Overlord can retire front row rear guards without any interruption, he's better used there. We got our friend Lizard Runner Undu. He's a starter, but because he's an encounter card, a lot of people are going to run if they feel like playing the Overlord deck. Then we got a couple more. Oh, we got Eclipse Moonlight. This is actually a really good order card. It gives police girls actually a way to have a shadow token, thus allowing for a 50k attacker, which is kind of nutty. Now, do I think the deck's going to have space for it? Probably not. But if the space is found, it's going to be crazy. Then we got a cut up for other cards. So our first double R for the deck, for the box, is going to be Blaze Fist Monk's Damari. This is the guy that allows you to Superior Call a grade 0 after you attack. The main 0 you're going to Superior Call with this guy is Trickstar. So you can go into Urger and just keep doing craziness. Next pack. Let's just move to the last 2 to 3, so we can keep going, guys. Foil card. We got a foil copy of In Order, as well as our beautiful front triggers that have really good abilities now. So for this card, this allows you to lock cards from your opponent's hand outside of just the grade 2 of the ride line. I really do see this card being played a lot. Probably not as big in numbers as your prison card, but it's definitely getting played. Next pack. Next up, let's go to the back. We got a Maka, as well as Prideful Dragon. Maka is actually really good because she kind of kept her own old abilities where she gets to call rear guards for you. That with Phantom Blaster Dragon allow you to retire for more fun. But then our other double R is Searing Dragon, Prideful Dragon, who has, when this unit attacks, if you have 4 more grade 3 rear guards, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and draw a card. If you Persona Road this turn, this unit gets plus 5k and a crit until the end instead of drawing a card. I don't really think Bastion's gonna run this guy. Their space is already pretty tight. If they do, they're probably gonna really get rid of a more usable unit. Next pack. Let's get to the back. Alright. So we're gonna start off with the Drill Dragon, Time Jarrett Dragon. He has the ability of, when placed on rear guard, you may put a card from your hand into Soul and draw a card. Now in Bruce, this card's kind of pointless, but in Barrel Magnus, if they can find the space, this card's really good because it will help them fix their Soul to target direct cards. Plus, it's a draw, so there's no complaints there. We got a Berserk Dragon. He has the ability of when this unit attacks, if you have Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, this unit will get 5k until the end of the battle. Then Counterblast 1. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards, retire it. So virtually this guy is his same original skill, with half the cost and additional 5k buff. Really good for the Overlord deck. You really can't play it anywhere else. And then we have probably the second best order card in this set is Form Up Chosen Knights. It has the ability of when you can play this unit card for 1 counterblast, 1 soul, perform all the effects below according to the number of grade 3s you got. So 2 or more, you get to choose your units, and it gets plus 5k until the end of turn. For 3 or more, draw a card. For 4 or more, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets drive plus 1 until end of turn. So virtually, on Persona Ride, this card is bonkers. Before then, still bonkers, because your board's pretty much going to have at least 4 grade 3s. Next pack. Go to the pack. Anything important here? Yee, another Drill Dragon, but in rare. Yay. Okay, now we've hit another important order card, guys. Wild Intelligence. For Counterblast 1, discard 3 cards from your top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with the same grade as your Vanguard or lower from your drop. Call it to Rearguard Circle. If your Vanguard is Sylvan Beast King Magnolia, choose up to 2 cards instead of 1. Now, what this card does is bonkers because it gives Magnolia a legit way to recur its drop zone without needing to run a lot of the Zorga related order cards, as well as it has a really cheap cost for a +2. I don't see anything bad with it. I do think it's going to be run at 4. Some of my friends think you run it only at 2. This is, to me, a guaranteed 4 of. Next card. All the way to the back. Alright. So, we got a Merisma for a rare. It virtually just has the ability of it helps search roll cards. Some people run it, some don't. The open slot space for Orphis is kind of tight. So, it's just going to depend on the player. Next up, we have Cleave Muddler. She has the ability of when this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is Barrel Magnus, discard a card from hand. This unit gets +5 until the end of battle, and if your soul has 10 or more cards, countercharge. So a second countercharger, I honestly think she's better than the one that goes in the soul, solely because this keeps you from decking out as fast, while still gaining that beautiful soul charge. And she's a 15k attacker, so what's bad about that? And this is also another double R. Man, we're not seeing any triples yet, guys. When it comes to my group, me and my friends are all playing pretty much anything we want. I'm kind of more excited for Bruce stuff. Everyone else has their own. But we did get a Eclipse Moonlight. Once again, this is the card that allows other decks to, in Brantgate, to get shadow tokens outside of just Orphis. And this one we got in foil. That foil looks amazing. Sorry guys if you can't see it. That foiling just looks beautiful. And this is a double, not a foil. Then we got the only card that gives Magnolia a chance to soul charge. It is called the Sylvan Beast Ariante. What it does is when this unit attacks, if there are 2 or more units in front of this card, it gets +5 and until end of battle. And if there are 3 or more units, it soul charges. Virtually, if it's behind the Vanguard and you have a full front row, it's allowing you a soul charge. Really simple to do. Next up, let's see if we can get an appearance from like Urger or Leonard. Nothing really of importance. Ooh, Zorga wants to make an appearance. So, this is one of their new cards. Zorga. This is Zorga's Nectar of Sensationalism. It's you choose one of your rear guards until end of turn. It gets plus 5k for every 5 cards in your drop. And if your drop zone has 15 or more cards, it gets a crit. That's kind of dumb, but really strong. But it also doesn't really have a cost because you get to recur your units pretty easily in Zorga. Then we got a Diabolus Edge Grand Tory. He doesn't matter whatsoever because we have Jared. And then it seems we have our SP. Well, we got a Stealth Dragon Togachi Rashi. This card is kind of busted for the overdress format solely because it goes to soul after you discard it. So that means if it's in your hand for your ride deck, it can go to soul. For Dragonic Overlord's ability, it goes to soul. For any card that requires a discard, this just turns into soul fodder. That's kind of dumb. This should not exist. Alright. Next pack. So now we've seen our SP. I don't think we'll get anything else. We could possibly, I think, still get a DSR. It takes a slot of a common or a rare. So we can still hope. Back cards. Anything important? Front trigger. And another Toga. Next. Time to kick it up a notch. Let's hopefully get some goodies. Ooh, Nahalem. Let's go with him first. So, Nahalem has the on-ride skill. If he's rode on by Dragonic Overlord, he gets to be called from soul. That is a brilliant ride deck ability. Then he has the skill of once per turn, if your Vanguard is Overlord, has Overlord's card name. When this, you may Soul Blast one in this unit, and your Vanguard get 5k until end of turn. So virtually, if this is on the board by itself, it can be a 15 while you make Overlord at 18. 2 of these in the front row make Overlord 23. That's kind of nutty and really good. I want to actually see what this card's going to do in premium more than anything else. Then we have one of the other face cards of the set. This is the Heavenly Bow of a Dying Guidance Ruberus. It has the ability, if you persona right this turn, it gains boost. And then from the back row, it is once per turn when another unit stands by card effect, stand this unit. So it's actually kind of decent, solely because for Bastion, this is another booster they have that has a restand ability. And being that you have a unit in Bastion already that gives everybody boost, that's not really a problem of using this card. But in Hexa Orb, this for sure is going to get used because they need to persona right every turn anyway. Next card. All right. Let's back it up. All right. So, next card, guys. We have the Bizarro Beast Bogomortar. This guy is if you have one less cards if your opponent has one or less cards in the prison, you can rest this card, choose a card from your opponent's drop, and imprison it. This card's bonkers. I feel, along with one of my teammates, this is a guaranteed 4 of. But the spacing of the deck is very, very tight. So you might lose something in trying to run this at 4. So I in my opinion, a safe 3 is pretty good too. And then, speaking of the prison, we got Turquoise. She is very bonkers. She has the ability, if you have 2 or more cards if your opponent has 2 more cards in the prison, she gains 5k. However, she also has another effect that's kind of mean. If your opponent calls a card from the prison, it loses 5k. I do not like this card because this card helps deal with its bad matchups on pulling from prison. However, I have to admit this card was needed for the deck, and she's worth her weight in gold. Next pack. Alright guys, we are almost there. Sorry for the long video. We're just going to run to the back now. We got a front trigger and a foil Blaze Maiden. For her ability, she has, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, counterblast 1, choose a grade 0 card from your drop, call it to rearguard. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your grade 0 units, it gets 5k. This is a decent card, but there's definitely no space to run it in Dragon Empire for the overdress deck, because you just have better grade 2s to use in those slots. Next pack. To the back. We got another card for golds. I really didn't pay much attention to this card. Some people say it's good. I don't really know. Owain, to me, doesn't seem all that effective. But then we got the Rogue Headhunter. This card right here is going to help push Zorga up. It gives Zorga the another discount for its Alchemagic. And discounts are beautiful, no matter what you're using it for. So, I would say this is a guaranteed 4 of in Zorga. So, you guys don't know, who haven't been following, if you've played an order card this turn, this guy gets 5k. When this unit is placed on rearguard, the next time you would Alchemagic an order to play this turn, reduce that cost by a counterblast of 1. So virtually this says any order card you say you have to counterblast for, it's free! And this just keeps making Alchemagic better. They have a grade 2 that reduces Soul Blast cost. So you reduce a counterblast and a Soul Blast cost. You've just made everything crazy. Then last, we got 2 more packs. Pack 1 of 2. Let's go to the back. We pulled a Dragonic Overlord, guys. The big boy of all. He's the only thing. He's one of the few cards that matter to show up. For you guys who don't know, he has the ability, when he attacks a rear guard, your opponent cannot guard it. Then he has the second ability. If his attack hits, counterblast 1 and discard a card from hand, stand this unit. It loses a drive check. The restand is once per turn. Because if we gave him the ability to restand every time his attack hit, we'd be going right back to V in the beginning era for Overlord. He's just supposed to be, has a step in. But I'm really glad. Overlord's a good card. And then last but not least, we got the final pack, guys. Here we go. And we're going to go to the back. And the last 2 cards, don't know anything about her, but I do know a little bit about her. This is Cardinal Null Thumbarino. She has the ability, when this unit boosts a Shadow Army token, you may have this unit get plus 15k until end of turn, and if you do, at the end of the turn, retire all rear guards in the same column as this card, and draw a card. This is good because shadow tokens are pretty much free kills. So you gave us a 38 attack column for a free draw, and I retire a full column. This card is bonkers. I can understand why this card's SP is pretty pricey. But that's been the case opening, guys. Not case, sorry, box opening. We actually bought 2 cases of this. This has been the box opening. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Put a comment down below of what deck list you want to see from this set, and I will contact my friends to do it. Contact my friends to get their deck list. A lot of them are good. They do play high competitive levels. One of my roommate for sure does. And yeah, I will have a card fight coming up with my Bruce deck. I also have a list I will be showing later, the following week. So, yeah. Please remember, guys, once again, like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.